Welcome everybody, I'm Legionnaire. Welcome to the video. We're talking about Summer Games Fest, the predictions, what could we see. It's going to be a little bit of a long one because we're going to go over all of them in one video. We're not going to do like multiple videos for each company, things like that. So I think I've laid it out well. We'll start off with the main event and then go into Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, EA, things like that. So if you enjoy the video, make sure you subscribe. Check out the Twitch link below. Join the Discord. We're all over the place. We're even on Instagram. So I'm excited. Next Friday, Summer Games Fest returns for another year of endless trailers. Every year we watch them. Check the channel. We've got reactions going back 5 years since we began. And I've been watching the E3. Rest in peace, E3. I've been watching E3 since I was a teenager, since I saw them on G4, Spike, the Game Awards on Spike, man. I remember loving these events. I remember Nintendo on stage doing Wii Music. And it was just hilarious. I remember $599 US, PlayStation 3. That was the earliest signs I saw because that was on G4. And I had just started catching G4 around that time. But I was a little younger, so I didn't completely get that. I was still reading the Game Informers, though. I had the Game Informers for a long time because my family members had them. They all had gaming magazines, so I got into the magazines, and I didn't really understand what I was watching at the time with the Sony event and everything like that. So it's exciting that these events still go. The people look forward to them every year. And this year, we've got a lot to look forward to. So we're going to start off really quick. We're going to start with the main event, the Jeff Keighley #ad main event. Every year, he gets like a bunch of companies to show stuff, major things coming soon. And we'll see trailers for stuff like short snippet trailers where they say, join us at our event to see the full reveal. So it's usually a lot of third parties. I have a feeling we'll see some EA stuff there. You know, they like to show off their Apex, their Maddens. Lots of big indies will be there. Always indies to look forward to at these events. These, like, most of the events that happen outside of the big 3 or 4 events, big 3 probably, is a lot of indies. Day of the Devs, Woman-Led Games, Latin Games event. All of these are basically indie events. PC Game Show is the outlier where they have a full function of everything. So by the end of Sunday, which is usually when the PC Game Show happens, you see pretty much almost all the indie games you saw at every event previously. But lots of stuff we could look forward to. I think Capcom will show some big games at the Games Fest. We could probably see the first hints of the Monster Hunter Wilds DLC. Probably. Maybe a teaser. Probably see the next season. The next season of Street Fighter, most likely. Or we'll see the trailer for their newest character. I forgot what her name is, but it's a new character that's coming out soon. Alyssa? She's got the cooperating kicking and stuff, so she looks pretty cool. Resident Evil wise, it's been a hot minute since we got anything Resident Evil, so I'm thinking we get the first announcement of Resident Evil 9. That's what I think. I think it's gonna happen. Either that or they're gonna show the next remake. Because the last Resident Evil game was a remake. So I don't know if they don't want to do 2 in a row. Or they could, you know, announce the newest one. I think we're going to see Resident Evil 9. I think Resident Evil 9 is a lock. Resident Evil 9. I'm writing all these down so that I can look at them while we're watching the event. And I might even make a bingo card or something. I've seen people do bingo cards over the years. And I'm like, that's so fun. I would do a bingo card. I would love to be able to drink and stuff next week, so we'll probably get drinks and all that for the events. Trust me, chat. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna have fun. What else could Capcom show? Dragon's Dogma 2 is pretty much done. I don't think they're doing any more of that. Anything new from Capcom? Onimusha. Onimusha is supposed to be coming 2026, right? Or end of 2025. I think we see a new gameplay trailer for Onimusha, the reboot. The reboot Onimusha, because Onimusha 2 literally just came out last Friday, I think. So now that the classic game is out, people are going to remember the series. That's what they want. They want you to go back, play Onimusha, the remastered version of Onimusha, which I got to play. And then Onimusha 2 just came out. I have Onimusha remastered. I played like half of it when it came out, and I never continued. This was before our streaming, I think, just before streaming, or maybe it was during. I don't remember. But I know it was at least 2020 or earlier when that remaster came out. So Onimusha 2 is out now. I want to play those two before the new one comes out. I want to play all of them. There's like 5 Onimusha games, chat. Yeah, I'm hoping to see the new Onimusha, see a little more. We saw that last year at the Game Awards, I think. Right? So they're in full swing on Onimusha. They're trying to get the name out, that the word is out. Onimusha's back. Better show up. And I will be there. What else can we see from Capcom, chat? We're not going to see a new Street Fighter. They just released a Capcom Fighting Collection, Capcom Fighting Collection 2, which I really want to get. But right now, it's just not going to happen. Eventually, it'll happen. All these games that are coming out. So, let's see. Onimusha, Resident Evil 9, Street Fighter, Monster Hunter Wilds, DLC. We could see some Switch stuff there. I don't know what they would have for the Switch. I don't remember them announcing anything during the Switch event. But they always have something. You know, they always have some kind of lower tier, like their Monster Hunter stories and things like that. So we might see some Switch stuff or some ports to the Switch. I don't remember if Resident Evil 8 was on the Switch. It probably was. Resident Evil Village, you know? Ubisoft is in a bit of a bind right now, so they got to show some stuff. What does Ubisoft have cooking? They just released Assassin's Creed. I think we see Assassin's Creed Shadows DLC. Imagine a Ubisoft that comes out on stage and says, long ago we had a mascot, and then we brought back the mascot, and now it's time for him to return again. Rayman returns. Rayman returns, chat. It's happening. Mark your calendars. Ubisoft is in full desperation mode right now. Ubisoft is like, we need bangers. We need bangers. And we don't want to have 4,000 people working on one game. So we need to split everybody up. We're going to lower everything. We're going to bring back some budget classics. Speaking of budget classics, Prince of Persia, Sands of Time. The remake has been in hot development for a while. I don't remember if it was canceled. I think we see something Prince of Persia. Something. Either the remake reappears. I'm not sure if it was canceled. Or something new. Because, you know, they had the indie games. Not indie for Ubisoft, but the 2D side-scrolling games come out a few years ago. And while they were one of them reviewed really well, it didn't sell well. Right? Sorry, turning off my AC. It didn't sell very well. So they kind of laid off the development staff, and then people were like, we love this game. What are you talking about? Everybody plays it, blah, blah, blah. People didn't play it that much. I think now people play it, but it was a slow burn game. So Ubisoft, you know, they kind of shot themselves in the foot on that one. If they would have supported the game more, I think more people would have gotten into it, promoted it more, you know. I did see trailers for it. I did see ads for it sometimes. Speaking of remakes, I am very hopeful. I'm hopeful another year doesn't pass where we don't know about a new Splinter Cell. Sam Fisher has been missing in action for far too long. Bring him back. I understand not bringing back Michael Ironside. If he's down for it, cool, but I understand you want like a young, fresh face for a new generation of, you know, Splinter Cell. Sorry, I forgot the name for a second there. But bring him back. Make a game. Don't bring him back in Rainbow Six. Nobody cares. Don't bring him back in Division. Nobody cares. Make a new Splinter Cell stealth game. I get it. You can't over monetize a stealth game, but you know what? Make your multiplayer mode. Make it like the old multiplayer mode. Splinter Cell used to have crazy multiplayer. For those of you who don't know, long ago, in a galaxy far, far away, Splinter Cell used to have some of the most interesting multiplayer because it was the stealth versus the soldiers. The soldiers would walk around a building, a warehouse, use stealth through. You're supposed to get some data. You're supposed to steal some data. You're supposed to, like, maybe assassinate somebody. Do that. Sell your cosmetics there. Do it. There you go. You can bring Splinter Cell back. And people will understand why. People will understand why you have this online and stuff like that. But make the online fun. Don't just make it for the cosmetics, right? But that's where they can drop all that stuff. Make a new Splinter Cell game. That's what I want to see. I want to see a new one. And I've been hoping for it because I played at least 3 of the Splinter Cell games back in the day. 3 or 4 of them. I played the original Splinter Cell. Never beat it, but we got really far, chat. I was young when I played it, so I got to play it again. I played Double Agent. Everybody played Double Agent. Double Agent was hot on the 360. People loved it. It was like the 360 version of Metal Gear because Metal Gear was primarily a PlayStation thing, even though it was originally like they did port 2 and 3 to the Xbox. Don't get me wrong. They never ported 4. And we had to wait until Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes, 5 Ground Zeroes, before they come back to the Xbox. And the remastered HD editions came to the Xbox as well. So, but Splinter Cell has always been associated with Xbox. So we played Double Agent, and then I played Conviction, and Conviction was so cool. It was the coolest. It was the coolest James Bond game ever. I loved it. And then we played Blacklist, and Blacklist was also fun. It definitely iterated on the previous games, Conviction, things like that. Took a lot of the systems, but it just didn't feel the same. Could that have been because it didn't have Michael Ironside? I don't know. They had to move on eventually, I guess. I don't know. Maybe Michael Ironside got too maybe he didn't want to do it anymore. I could have sworn I remember reading something like that, but I could be wrong. I don't know. All I know is I want a new Splinter Cell game. What else can Ubisoft be bringing? Assassin's Creed. You think they show another Assassin's Creed? I don't know. No. With the DLC, they'll probably show the DLC, and then they'll probably, oh, you know what? I think we do. I take that back. You know why? Because when they announced Shadows and some of the other Assassin's Creed games, they announced like 4 in a row at once. They said the Ezio saga or whatever. Not the Ezio saga. I'm sorry. That's Assassin's Creed 2 and Brothers and Revelations. But some kind of new saga. They announced like 4 or 5 games all at once, and they had fancy names: Assassin's Creed, Onyx, and just wild names because they were code names. So codename Onyx, codename Bronze, whatever. So I think maybe they show something new, maybe a lower budget Assassin's Creed game, maybe trying something new with it, right? So we might see something like that. Maybe we'll see some remakes. Maybe we'll see a Black Flag remake. Maybe we'll see an Assassin's Creed original remake. You want people to get back into the series. Remake that original game. And 2. Because 1 and 2 kind of, they've worked so well. 1 is basic. It's the concept. It's the original concept of games. It's the evolution of the Prince of Persia formula. And then 2 just goes all out with it. Goes crazy. Opens up the world more. Has more fun with it. So I think doing both of those at once would be a great package for people to jump into the series. All right. EA. Chat, EA is in some hot water right now. EA is just like, God, what's going on here? You know why? Because they canceled their new Star Wars game, I think, or their Black Panther game. They closed studios down, basically. They closed, let's look it up, let's get it right, because these people deserve to be heard. Okay, so they canceled their Captain America Black Panther game. It was primarily a Black Panther game, but it looks like EA is closing it. They're called Cliffhanger Games. This sucks. This sucks because that game being focused on Black Panther, Captain America, while initially I was like, why? And I don't mean like why is Black Panther showing up? I mean like why is Captain America showing up here? Just make it a Black Panther game. People would have loved a Black Panther game. Explore Wakanda. Get a Starbucks in Wakanda. Do movie references. They could have like villains could have come from around. People trying to get access to their vibranium, stuff like that. It would have been great. Captain America showing up would have been cool, but he didn't need to be like a whole part of the game and stuff. Anyways, I digress. I'm getting off topic here. Studio shut down. That really sucks. And EA is just kind of like right now. People are really mid on EA because people have been pushing and pushing for a Battlefront 3. And now that they've done that, EA kind of said we're focusing on our big hitters, your Apex, your Battlefields, your Maddens, and they're kind of scaling back a little bit, you know. And the only Star Wars game that we know to be in development at EA is the sequel, the third game in the Jedi Fallen Order series. So this is Jedi Fallen Order, Jedi Survivor, and then the next one might be announced. That's one thing we can put down, because they've been hard at work at it for like the last year or two. So I think we'll see the third in the Jedi Fallen Order series, EA's Jedi series, whatever you want to call it. The final game in the trilogy. I think it's going to be exciting if we do see that. That would be great. I think we're definitely going to see Madden. Madden's always making an appearance with EA, you know. FIFA, they don't have FIFA anymore. They got some kind of new thing because they had to change the name. So the fall of FIFA is real. What else could we see from EA? I'm trying to think, chat. There's lots we could see from EA. BioWare just released Veilguard and it didn't do so well. So I imagine there won't be any DLC announcements for Veilguard, which kind of sucks, you know. I think they should support it a little bit, but you know what? That's fine. Let BioWare move on. So we're not going to see anything from BioWare, I think. Unless they have some kind of remake in the works or a remaster. Do I really need a Mass Effect remake? I don't really think they're going to do this because the Legendary Edition speaks for itself. It's a nice bump. It's a 4K upgrade to all three games. They even changed a lot of the stuff which I didn't like. They got rid of stuff I didn't like that they cut. They got rid of some romances, things like that, you know. So I think they should restore the games, you know, and keep the upgraded graphics. But aside from that, I don't think we see anything from Mass Effect at this time. Anything Star Wars related from? I don't think so. Not from BioWare, I mean. Sorry. What else do they got going on? Battlefield. I think we see the big reveal for Battlefield. They've had alphas going on for a while. People have played it. People have seen it. We've seen a teaser. So I think Battlefield is a lock-in. Battlefield, I don't know what it would be called. Battlefield Returns. It's not going to be anything numbered because Battlefield 2042 just ruined the numbers for the series. So Battlefield Vanguard, Battlefield whatever. So I think we will see Battlefield for sure. Big reveal trailer. There's a campaign mode, guys. There's a multiplayer. There's a co-op. There's whatever. It's gonna have a bunch of stuff. So I think we're gonna see Battlefield next week, and that's gonna be super exciting because I love when a new Battlefield gets announced, and I love when a new Battlefield gets released. Even with 2042, it's an exciting time if you ignore all the controversy that always comes with the Battlefield game. Because these games look amazing. They look fun. And I don't last long on Battlefield, guys. I'm not a big Battlefield player, but I wish I was, right? I don't have the mental capacity to just keep playing these big open map multiplayer games. You know, I get kind of bored. I'm like if I'm streaming, I have to force my way through it. But if I'm not, I'll be in the middle of a Battlefield match when I'm offline, and I'm like, oh, this was fun. I got my itch, and then I'll get off in the middle of the match because they kind of take long, you know. And they have deathmatch modes and stuff, but it's not the same. It's not the same experience. The game's not balanced around that, so you got to go into the big map modes. Battlefield 2042 was such a travesty, but can you believe to this day Battlefield 1 still has high player counts on PC, which means consoles might not be far off. Let's see what they've had. They've had 4,000. That's really good. But like a lot of times they hit over 10K. Like I remember it was going on sale a year ago, and it was hitting upwards of 15K, which was awesome. Battlefield 2042 these days, it had a long run. Battlefield, they supported it. Shout out to DICE, they supported the game as long as they could, and it stayed around that 5,000 to 15,000 player count on Steam, which means they had to at least have at least 20K people playing the game, which in EA's case is not enough for EA to be like, all right, let's go full support, right? But they still kept it going. There was still a fan base there, so I appreciated that, even though I didn't play it all that much. I love playing it. It was fun. I actually thought, people were overreacting when the game came out. Like, God, you guys are freaking out. This game's awesome. What are you talking about? Then I objectively looked at it, and then I was like, yeah, it's got a lot of issues. If you're a guy that plays this, if you're a person that plays this every day, you will see the flaws a lot. Being someone that doesn't play them a lot, I don't. They're like, Battlefield games are more like, hey, I finished my work. I don't have to stream. I already streamed for the night. Let's play an hour of Battlefield. And I do that with a lot of games. So I have to remember that people who play this day and day and day, they are the ones that really see the flaws, right? Anyways, this is not a review of Battlefield 2042. So we'll see the new Battlefield for sure, and I'm excited about that. All right, next one. We covered the big three. Who else could we see? Activision. Don't forget Activision, guys. That's mostly gonna be an Xbox thing, so I was gonna save them for that, but they could show up at the Summer Games Fest. So for Activision, what could we see? Well, you got Blizzard in there. Activision Blizzard. Activision itself, I think we're gonna see the new Call of Duty get teased at the Summer Games Fest. I think we'll see their next Call of Duty announcement, just a teaser, because it's still early. That's still like 4 or 5 months away for the new Call of Duty, right? So we'll definitely see a teaser of the new Call of Duty and what it is. I really hope it's not Black Ops 7 or whatever. Just make a new game, right? Don't call it Modern Warfare. Can you imagine if they finally go back to like one of the old sci-fi techie ones and they're like, jetpacks are back, guys. We're pushing it and we're making the most dynamic maps you can. You can run on walls again. It's all back for this one game, because we know you guys get tired of this after one game. So enjoy it while it lasts. The sequel to Advanced Warfare, more Advanced Warfare, Super Advanced Warfare, whatever. They won't do that, but it would be hilarious if they did. So I think we're gonna see new. It might be Modern Warfare 5 or Modern Warfare 6. They did 3, so it'd be 4. Sorry, Modern Warfare 4. It's either a new Modern Warfare or they go back to World War II. I don't see them going back to World War II because it hasn't gone great the last few times. Call of Duty World War II wasn't. It was liked, people enjoyed it, but it didn't have a lot of staying power. And Vanguard was hated from the rip, but actually grew its own little community after a while. People kind of really enjoyed that. That was the fastest Call of Duty ever, in my opinion. So I don't know if they go back to World War II. I don't really know where else they could go other than future. I think we're just gonna have another modern-ish Call of Duty, and it's gonna be titled Modern Warfare 4. That's what I think. Or Modern Warfare 3 Redux or something, because they'll actually make a true Modern Warfare 3 instead of a DLC, right? So yeah, Call of Duty. What else? They'll probably show off the Tony Hawk remasters or remakes coming out for Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4. I think we'll definitely see some of that. Tony Hawk Tua, which a lot of people have made the joke of. So yeah, I think we see Tony Hawk. That's probably a given, right? Probably at the Xbox event, most likely. But Summer Games Fest, it would be smart to just have a quick little 20-second, rock music trailer for Tony Hawk, whatever. It'd be nice. What else could they have? What else could Activision be bringing? And I'm not talking Activision Blizzard, just talking Activision right now. We'll get to the Blizzard portion. Can you imagine they come out on stage, Guitar Hero 1, 2, and 3 remade, all in one game, the Guitar Hero Trilogy Edition. I mean, that would be crazy. People would love it. People would be like, oh my god, I played this when I was a teenager back in 2008, blah, blah, blah. I think that would be a slam dunk for Activision and Microsoft, right? Unfortunately, I don't think that'll happen because licensing for all the music, times have changed, things are more expensive. I don't think really Activision wants the issues of that again, which is why we don't really see music games like we used to, because that stuff is a nightmare to deal with. Like, you create a new Guitar Hero that comes out during this generation, and to let people play it on the next generation, you have to pony up. You'd have to pay some good money to those licenses to be like, can we put this, allow people to play it on the new console? And it would be a relicensing fee and things like that. Or they just have to cancel, like, close the game forever. We're lucky that these Guitar Hero games that are out now from back in the day are on disc. Otherwise, we would never be able to play them. They would be wiped from the face of the earth. So I don't really think we see Guitar Hero. That's just a pipe dream, right? Could we see a new Crash Bandicoot? Crash Bandicoot 5, right? Crash Bandicoot 4 came out. It did all right. From what I remember, it sold decently. It wasn't, the craziest thing in the world, but people were excited that Crash Bandicoot was back with a new game, especially after the well-received remakes of the original trilogy. But a lot of people have soured on the idea of remakes of those games for some reason over the years. Like, people now, when they look at that, they're like, I'd rather play the originals. Only the originals for me. Shut up. These remakes are awesome. What are you talking about? You have fun with the PS1 versions. I played the PS1 version. Don't get me wrong. They're amazing. They're still fun to play today. Okay? And given no choice, I would go back and play the originals. Why not? But you know what the time is? Nope. I was going to say, it could be time for a new Crash Bandicoot. Give me a fifth one. Right? I'd be happy. Be nice. So we could see a new Crash Bandicoot. Spyro's a tricky one. Activision doesn't do too much with Spyro. After they remastered and remade the original trilogy just like Crash Bandicoot. So Spyro came back and it had a good time in the sun once again. Returned to form. But they never did anything after that. I mean, before those remakes, what did we have? Skylanders, right? We had Spyro in the Skylander. He was spearheading the Skylander series, at least for a little while, until they just said, we don't need Spyro anymore. So they might show something Spyro related, but I kind of doubt it. Right now, companies are tightening the belts on everything. So if it's not something that they know is going to bring in the moolah, the big bucks, the I can retire for the rest of my life kind of money, then these big studios are likely canceling those games, right? Canceling the ones that don't do that. So while I would love to see that, kind of hard to see if it would happen. So yeah, that would be awesome. Let me write these down. I know there's a bunch more Activision games I'm not even thinking of. I'm sorry. But hey, if there's any that you wish you can see at this event coming up, let me know. Let me know in the comments below. What do you want to see from most of these companies? What are you hoping to see the most return? All right. So why don't we get into Blizzard side, right? Blizzard, I don't know if we'll see too much, but we will see stuff. I think we see the new season of Diablo. I think we see the new season of Diablo, Diablo 4, excuse me. I think we see the trailer for the new expansion to World of Warcraft. whatever. Like, I don't know if the expansion that came out recently was super recent, so maybe we won't. But they might do a teaser of some sort. Um, can you imagine if they came out and said World of Warcraft coming to Xbox? People would be like, no, no way. And granted, World of Warcraft on controller would be hard to manage. I've played World of Warcraft a lot over the years, not like hardcore amount. I've gone back to it many times. So I know the keybinds and stuff, and that would be very tricky to do on controller. You just be outplayed every time. It's just no contest. So if they were to do it, I think they would rework the UI and they would create specific servers for console players. Not just console play, they would have a huge set of servers for console only, right? Got your Switch 2, your Xbox, your PlayStation all on these servers. Then they would create servers that people can migrate to that have both. People who want to play with their friends, right? And want to create characters with the controller, but they accept the fact that they're going to just get wrecked when it comes to like battlegrounds and duels and stuff like that, and the 2v2s. So I think they're gonna I think they would be wise to do that, separate them first, and then create a playground for everybody as a separate server, and allow people to use their characters on that server if they wish. Or if they want to keep it simple, they could just toggle, console only when they log in, right? So they don't run into anybody that's using keyboard and mouse, which would leave room for people on PlayStation and Xbox to plug in their keyboard and mouses and just wreck still. But it would be different. The UI would be different. It would be console UI. So I don't know. There's a way they could do it. Sorry, I got on a rant about that. But it would be exciting, right? So we'll see the new WoW expansion probably. I think that's a guaranteed one. What else could Blizzard bring? Do you think we see a new StarCraft? No, they would save that for BlizzCon. That's in like October, November, right? They would save that for BlizzCon, chat, right? So could we see a new StarCraft? StarCraft 3 would be a huge announcement. Huge. And I think it would be wise for Microsoft to go in and be like, listen, I know StarCraft 2 didn't sell that big, but I think it would be a banger, especially if focused on for consoles and PC. So, and it could revitalize the StarCraft scene, right? Which has kind of just been relegated to certain parts of Asia. And, there's still competitions today, but nowhere near what they used to be. I mean, StarCraft 2 never hit the heights. And I don't think it ever will hit the heights again of StarCraft 1. That was just a different time, a different era. So it would be cool to see a new one though. I think it would probably be something people are very excited to see if it returns, right? Because what do people know about why we haven't gotten a StarCraft? Well, when people look into it and when people who know their stuff, they always say, one of the devs, I forgot who it was, I don't know who it was, from Blizzard, have said that one mount in World of Warcraft, like one flying mount or one pet or whatever, sold more than StarCraft 2 ever did. And that's why Blizzard has never, like Activision has never let Blizzard go back to StarCraft beyond the original 3 games that released for StarCraft 2. And remakes, I think they did remake the first one, right? So that's kind of sad, but I understand, I guess. Bring it back. Bring a new StarCraft. People would be very excited to see StarCraft. Overwatch. I think we'll get an Overwatch update. Obviously, they'll probably like announce, hey, here's something, for you guys to check out in Overwatch if you want to jump in. Outside of that, I think we're done with Activision. And with that, we're done with all the third parties, I think. I apologize if I missed any third parties that you want me to talk about. We covered most of the big ones. Of course, there's stuff like Bandai Namco. There's just a bunch of other smaller companies that we haven't even talked about yet. We might see The Witcher, new Witcher, Witcher 4, Siri the Witcher, Witcher Returns, whatever. Might see another cinematic. I don't think they're ready to show game. Right, I don't think they're ready for that. So, or we might not. They might have just shown that so that people know, hey, keep us in your thoughts. New Witcher game is coming. Give us a few years. We'll start showing it off slowly, you know. Cyberpunk is coming to Switch too, so we're going to see that probably. Looks like hot ass, but the fact that it's running on a Switch too is pretty cool. Okay. Let's talk about the big three. First things first, we're going to get Nintendo out of the way. Nintendo has not announced a Nintendo Direct or anything like that. But I think they want some of their heavy hitters to be at the Game Awards. I'm sorry. The Summer Games Fest. I think we're going to see Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong might be there. Because the new console comes out next Thursday. When we watch the Summer Games Fest event on Friday, people around the world will have a Switch 2. People are gonna be buying them in the lines, droves around the buildings, even when the event is going on. So Nintendo's gonna be on the mind, which means they're gonna want people to see, hey, Switch is out. It's out right now. Donkey Kong is returned. Donkey Kong's back. He's the headliner, the OG, the original villain who is a hero now, has a new game. It looks awesome. Zelda, Breath of the Wild, and Tears of the Kingdom, these games that you love, are now 60 FPS, 4K. Beautiful. Go pick it up for $100 each. Not $100, but you know what I mean. So I feel like Nintendo's going to show a few things. You know, they're going to show like, hey, make sure you go pick out a Switch. It's out right now. Xbox is on there. You know, Xbox might even have an ad for it in their event. I doubt it. That would be fucking embarrassing. Don't do that. Promoting another console at your event. Don't do that, Xbox. Don't be that guy. Okay? Don't go simp mode. Anyways. So, Donkey Kong, we might see the Zelda upgrades at the Game Awards as well. Reminding people that, hey, the big Zelda series... Metroid Prime 4, we might see... that's not coming out until later in the year, so we might not see that yet. They might hold off for their event, for their Direct, whatever they have one, whatever. But, yeah. Minor Nintendo presence at the Summer Games Fest, I think. Now, if they had announced a Direct, then that's a different story. Because I'm not dismissing any... They got so much stuff coming out with the new console. I'm not dismissing any of those games. I'm thinking about what would be at the Summer Games Fest event itself. Because they have not announced, as of this video recording, 8:21 p.m. Eastern on May 29th. They have not announced a Direct yet. So, Donkey Kong. Do you think they show anything Mario? What is coming with Mario? I mean, they got Mario Party. All that stuff is not mainline though. The Summer Games Fest, they would only show mainline, right? Zelda, main Zelda, official Zelda, the real Zelda, the one and only Zelda, the late great Zelda, and then Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong, that's their big one. That's the big one. So I think we see something like that. But there's no main Mario game really at the moment. I'm sure they're hot on. They're gonna be working on, like, once Donkey Kong releases, they might have a new team, or that team, working on the new Mario 3D game, which will come out in like 4 years. All right, Donkey Kong, Zelda. All right. I guess that's it for Nintendo because, like I said, no Direct announcement, so we can't really speculate as to what else we will see. They have always had a minor presence at the Keighley events. They've shown off Breath of the Wild there at the Game Awards, I think. They've had their small, like, not small games. Their small presence showing their biggest stuff. Getting people to go look at the Directs, and then they'll see all the other crazy stuff that Nintendo has. Wow, we've been doing this for almost an hour. Holy crap. This is gonna be a long video, chat. We might have to separate these videos. No, we won't. We'll keep this a big long hour. It'll be like a podcast. Okay. I wasn't sure if PlayStation would have anything. They're not having anything during the Summer Games Fest. Okay, so only thing confirmed is that they will have an appearance at the Summer Games Fest. Okay. So no PlayStation event. Here's what I think we're going to see. I think we're going to see absolutely locked Ghost of Yote. Ghost of Yote is happening, chat. That's coming out holiday. That's their big headliner. It's coming. They're going to show a big trailer at the Summer Games Fest. Bombastic trailer. It's going to be nuts. It's going to be like the greatest samurai video game trailer of all time. And it's going to get people excited, you know. So they're going to show Ghost of Yote. That's going to be awesome. What else could they show? We could see first official gameplay for Wolverine. What do you think? You think we can see Wolverine at Summer Games Fest event? I think we could see Wolverine. I think it's possible because people have been bitching. They want to hear about it. Where's Wolverine? You showed us like 4 years ago a little teaser, which is true. You should not have shown the game at the time. I think they should have never announced it. They should have, nobody would be thinking about it if they never announced it. So people right now would be wondering like, hey, are they working on Spider-Man 3? You know, when can we hear about Spider-Man 3? And then boom, Insomniac Games, the claws come out. Wolverine. But they decided to show it off like 4 years ago or something before it would ever be released. Just to tell people, hey, we're making a Wolverine game. I guess that's cool. That's cool. So I think we see first ever gameplay, official, not leaked gameplay of Wolverine. That would be awesome. What else could they show? There's no God of War. Last of Us. Oh my god, if I see another trailer for Last of Us remake, oh my god. Oh my god. They could show a Last of Us, the Last of Us complete package that they released, which is like $120 or something, which has Last of Us Part 1 and Part 2. They could have a little ad, #ad trailer at the game fest, at the Summer Games Fest, where they're like, hey, you know, the new show just finished the 2nd season. Make sure you pick up Last of Us Part 1 and Part 2 to see the conclusion of the story. They could do that. I would be like, get this shit off my screen. I'm tired of hearing about your remakes and remasters of Last of Us. Days Gone just got a remaster, right? I don't think they show that though. Days Gone's not pay for a slot at the Summer Games Fest level unless it was a new game, unless it was a new sequel or the original game. Sony would have promoted heavily. They probably would have shown that at the Games Fest. I don't know if they did. They probably did. I remember the events, the E3s that they showed it at though, for sure. And still, as of this moment, they haven't announced a PlayStation Showcase or a PlayStation State of Play or anything. So this is just going off of what we could see at the Summer Games Fest. What else could we see? Destiny. Destiny will probably show that new expansion they got coming out. Destiny 2. So they could reveal their new expansion at the Summer Games Fest, because Destiny has typically had a little bit of a presence there. Even before they had PlayStation, they usually show off stuff like there or at the Xbox event, or not Xbox, PlayStation. They've been tied to PlayStation as well. But sometimes they show up at the game, like the Game Awards or the Summer Games Fest. So I think we could see the new expansion announcement and then them saying, join us on this day for the Bungie event reveal, blah, blah. Because Bungie likes to do the events. They like to do that. What else can we see from PlayStation? We won't see any big like reveals from PlayStation. We'll only see stuff that we know about, I think. Yeah. What would be my pie in the sky like announcement that would make it be like, my PlayStation 5 purchase was justified? It was. And that would be maybe a brand new Jack and Daxter game. That would I would shed a tear. I'd be like, oh my god, Jack is back. Let's go. Daxter's back. His annoying ass A remake of the trilogy would be cool. But I want a new game, new story, new adventure. Come on, bring back Jack and Dexter. I know they're probably working on. They're working on that new game, the sci-fi game that they announced at the Game Awards. We might see that, but I think that game is years away, so they might shy away from showing too much of it early on, right? Especially with the controversy that it had, just because main character looked a certain way. Like, who fucking cares? It looks like a cool sci-fi thing. We don't even know what the game truly is about completely. People get mad over the dumbest stuff. Grow up. Grow up. All right. So, I think that's all we see for PlayStation. The biggest thing that they could do is just make sure people know Ghost of Yote's coming. That's the big PlayStation headliner this year, the second half of the year. So, pick it up. Check it out. We're throwing out a free demo or whatever, a little part of the region you could play. That would be awesome. I doubt they're going to do that, though. They don't need to. People are excited for the game. That's it. Ghost of Tsushima's instant banger from release, and I still go into it because how such an amazing game it is. Such fun, so cool. The world is amazing. It looks so fun. Now, the big one that we're definitely going to see, because they actually announced an event, Xbox. What could we see at Xbox? What could they be showing this year at their event, not at the Game Fest, at their own personal event? There's a lot. Firstly, where the hell is Fable? Game has been shown like 3 times. It's time. The time is now. Show us that the game is on its way out. Maybe it probably needs like another year. You know, maybe it comes out next March, whatever. It needs to happen. People are already forgetting about it. Again, this is the second or third time you do this with Fable. Remember Fable Legends? You announced it. Then the next year you showed it. Then the third year you got people play it. Then the fourth year you canceled it. So I swear to God, Microsoft, do not fucking cancel this Fable game. Show it. Sorry, I got a little aggressive there. I didn't mean to get so aggressive. But, you know, they always take long with their Fable games. And then where the hell is it? Anyways, Criterion Games, hard to work on that. I think this is the time they show big reveal for Fable. Next, Gears of War E-Day. Could we be seeing another, this time a gameplay reveal? Right? Gameplay reveal. I think we'll see it. Gameplay reveal for a Gears of War game is not usually that interesting. We know what a Gears of War game plays like. But I think they're shaking it up this time. They're going to shake it up a little bit. Make it interesting. Not change the buttons. Because they did that with Gears of War Judgment and people were livid. Fan base, what have you. But I think they're going to do something just to change it up. It is a prequel, so we're going back a little bit. I think they might show new weapons, things like that. But it'll be like quick little 1-2 minute gameplay thing where they're like, here's the new Gears of War. We're hard at work on it. This is one of the very few polished sections. Give us about another year. Holiday 2026. It's coming. So next Summer Games Fest, you will see a big blowout on Gears of War. Until then, here you go with the Gears of War Reloaded, which is the Gears of War Ultimate Edition remastered, right? Gears of War was remade back in like 2014 to hype up people for Gears of War 5. This is that game, but now it's been updated and polished. It's 4K visuals, all that good stuff. And it's coming out on PlayStation. So I think we get a nice little, like, hey, here's some gameplay from the game. Hard at work on it, the new game. So, but here's a little bit of Gears of War again for all you fans. Cherry on top, though, Gears of War 2 and 3 updates coming to PC sometime early 2026. Right? Come on. This is the time. Bring Gears of War 2 and 3 back, man. Those games are fucking awesome. I want to see them. Give me Gears of War 2 and 3 updated servers. If you can, put them on PlayStation, but get them on PC. Get them on PC so that people can play them, people can mod them. The games are so fun. Gears of War 1, classic, okay? But it is the concept game, and it's done so well. They killed it right out of the park. They got it. But Gears of War 2, 3, bombastic. They go all out, new areas, new places. I can easily boot up my Xbox One, download Gears of War 2. It's probably already installed. Have a blast with that story. And go online, have a few matches, have a blast. So come on, bring it back. Now's the time. You know, whet people's appetites with Gears of War 1, right? And then say, look, we don't have enough time to do a remake, full remake of 2 and 3, but here's the games, updated, coming out on PlayStation as a complete package with the Ultimate Edition, whatever, the Reloaded Edition. And yeah, people would it would get everybody so excited, because then they would be back on Gears of War, right? That's fine though. You know, Gears of War 1, that's cool. Gets everybody back into the series, gets everybody on PlayStation to experience the series. People have never seen it. I'm sorry, I'm going on a rant about Gears of War, but I love Gears of War. I love Gears of War, and I'm so happy that it's coming back. It's great. I played all of them. Next, what could be next? Xbox has a lot of things down the pipeline. We've already talked about some of the third-party things that could be here. Call of Duty definitely gonna get a little segment here. So that's all I'll say about that. Call of Duty will definitely get like a deep dive. Summer Games Fest, the reveal. Xbox Showcase, the blowout. Boosh. You know, check it out. Here's what it's looking like. Blah, blah, blah. That kind of thing. Or they're lazy and we see the same fucking trailer. I hope not. That'd be so dumb. Okay. What's next for Xbox? There's so many Xbox games. I'm sorry. I have to think through it. Do you think we see an Indiana Jones expansion? I don't think so. I don't think we really see an Indiana Jones expansion. I think they're done with that. I think they're moving on from Indiana Jones. I think they're going to be working on Wolfenstein 3. The Machine Games, they made Indiana Jones. And they kind of flubbed the last few Wolfenstein games, so I think they're going to be hard at work on Wolfenstein 3. Microsoft probably wants it. Like, we want the next big Wolfenstein game. Come on, make it happen. Doom just came out, but I have a feeling we will maybe see the first trailer for the expansion. Like, we'll see an update video. We'll see an update video saying, hey, thanks everybody for jumping into Doom, the Dark Ages. We've seen your feedback. We're updating the game. Here's some updates coming to it, blah, 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 show a little bit of gameplay, blah, 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 and then be like, here's the first look at our expansion coming November 2025. The Ancient Gods Part 3. No. I think we'll see a teaser for their first expansion, and then it'll wet the whistle, get everybody playing the game for a little bit more, right? So we might see that. Do you think we see Forza Horizon 6? Do you think it's finally happening? Last year, Forza Motorsport. I don't think it'll be called Forza Horizon 6. I think it'll just be called Forza Horizon, completely just rebranded again, right? Forza Horizons, maybe? Like, maybe they'll just be like, instead of Horizon, it'll be Horizons. Or the Forza Horizons, right? So I think they will announce and show a trailer for Forza Horizon 6, whatever they call it. They love their racing games. You know how Xbox loves their racing games, so I think we're going to see it. And Forza Horizon is definitely has surpassed probably Forza Motorsport. So they're probably very excited to show off the new areas of this place. You know, hey, we're going to be centered in Tokyo or wherever they like to go. They've been to a bunch of different places, so there's so many more they could go to. So I think they're going to show a big bombastic trailer. I think the time has come for a new Rare game. I think we might see something from Rare. Whether I think it's an old IP, new game in the old IP, I don't know. They really don't like to do that. They've been hard on the Sea of Thieves. I doubt we'll ever get a Sea of Thieves 2 because the game being successful is shocking to this day still to me. It's a fun game, don't get me wrong, but I don't know if it's like, hey, let's create a big sequel kind of thing. With the hype around pirate games right now, I guess maybe it's possible. Maybe. I highly doubt it, but hey, don't let me doubt your dreams. If you want to see a new Sea of Thieves, I think they might, you know, I don't know. I don't know. What I would love to see, new Banjo-Kazooie. I mean, come on. Come on. Microsoft, people recently found out, not recently, but it's been around for a little while, that Microsoft has said, or Xbox has said, you know, we're not really focused on bringing back old IPs. We're kind of focused on newer stuff. And I think this was before some of their big purchases, so maybe that's outdated. Especially with the proven record of remakes of Oblivion and Ninja Gaiden Black. I think these remakes make good content for Game Pass. They get people to subscribe immediately. Doom: The Dark Ages came out, I subscribed immediately. Oblivion came out, I subscribed immediately and then unsubscribed because it didn't run very well on my computer, but I subscribed immediately. So I think they're going to just be like, all right, get that Unreal Engine, license it to all these studios. We want Banjo, we want Conquer, we want all this other shit. Just bring it all back in Unreal Engine. It's all going to be shiny plastic. So maybe we'll see remake Banjo-Kazooie. Right? Imagine this. Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie remake, complete, one package. That'd be stupid if they want money, but it would be so good for fans and for customers if they put it all in one package. I doubt they will. But Banjo 1 remade, that'd be sick. Banjo 2 1080p or 1080p 4K upgrade, maybe texture upgrade, I don't know. Leading into Banjo and Kazooie 3, whatever they want to title it, because I don't know if Banjo 3E sounds as good as Banjo 2E and Banjo Kazooie. So I think it'd just be Banjo and Kazooie 3. That would be cool. Conker's Bad Fur Day 2 would be sick. I played Conker's back in the day, and then I played the Xbox version many years after. Like the original Xbox version, not the rare collection version or whatever, which it wasn't on their collection. I don't think they had the original version on there. So we did play it eventually. So yeah, Xbox could have quite an interesting scene if they were to bring back some of those rare games with full remake status, right? Do you think we see another Killer Instinct? I don't think so. They would have teased it by now. People have been trying, like, they've been waiting to see what they do with Killer Instinct for years. Killer Instinct 2013 was a banger. It was an unsurprising hit. It was a free game on the Xbox One when it launched. It had like 4 or 5 characters or whatever. It was awesome. But it also, like, they just haven't done anything. They slightly updated it last year, right? Or last year, like 5-6 months ago. Quick update, you know. But Phil Spencer himself has not recently, but he's been seen saying, you know, it's about finding the right devs, and that was like a year ago, maybe 2 years ago. So maybe they found somebody. I don't know. Maybe they got some of the other devs who did work on Killer Instinct, like Double Helix or something. I don't know. But man, a new Killer Instinct would kill. It's awesome. People would be so excited. I'd be excited. I played Killer Instinct 2013 so much on the Xbox One. That was like one of the first things I downloaded on the Xbox One because it was free. I was what, 19, 20 years old when I got the Xbox, and I was poor as dirt, living with my mom. I didn't have enough money to even get the Xbox One. She got it for me for Christmas. So getting games for it was not something I did until later when I had actual money from working. So Killer Instinct was just, it was the first game, one of the first games I played on the Xbox One, and I played it for years. After they updated it, after they added new characters, season 2, season 3, They deserve a sequel, god dang it. Where the hell is another Killer Instinct? Where's your fighting game? I know you're leaving it to the third parties. Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, that kind of thing. It's just disappointing to let it slide like that. So much good stuff they could do with it. Anyways, do we see Killer Instinct? I highly doubt it. But if we did, it would be amazing. I think this is the year we'll finally get we'll get a much bigger update on Perfect Dark, the remake, not the remake, I'm sorry, the reimagining, the new one, the next entry in the series. Perfect Dark, you know, a series created by Rare, kind of followed their GoldenEye 007 game, first person, stealthy, little sci-fi, right? I think we're gonna see another one. We saw a big update on it last year. I think we see a big update this year, but also they show multiplayer and they show release window, which could be next May or something, right? Because I think they're gonna save Gears of War E-Day for the holiday. That's gonna be their holiday game. I think they're gonna show Perfect Dark and gonna be like, here's the game. It's going on smoothly. We're still here. We're banging it out. We're polishing. Please be patient with us as we make sure it's coming out as a banger. We don't want to come out and it's a big poof. You know, just give us a little more time and it'll come to you. So I think they're going to show it off. Which reminds me, Ninja Gaiden. I think we're going to see Ninja Gaiden 4 at the Xbox event. Probably the Summer Games Fest as well. We should have talked about it during then, but we're talking about it now. Ninja Gaiden 4, definitely a shoo-in to show somewhere. Because they released the remake, what was it, last year? When did they even do that? Was that early January or something? I don't know. So I think it was either early this year or late last year they released Ninja Gaiden 2 remake and announced Ninja Gaiden 4. So I think they're going to show it off. It's supposed to be holiday this year, so that might be another big holiday game. So I think we're definitely going to see a big update on Ninja Gaiden 4. That'd be awesome. I can't wait to see it. I love Ninja Gaiden games. They're fun as hell. I still have yet to play Ninja Gaiden 2, but I have it downloaded because I have Game Pass. Anyways, Ninja Gaiden 4, I think we'll definitely see. There's a lot of smaller games. State of Decay 3 probably will make a showing. I think State of Decay 3 is probably definitely going to show up. They had teased it last year, right? So I think State of Decay 3 probably a shoo-in, but I'm not sure. They might still be hard at work. They don't want to show it yet, you know, that kind of thing. But I think we'll see some of it, right? Little teaser stuff. What else could we see? I don't think we're going to see anything Fallout. I don't think we're going to see anything Bethesda related other than maybe a Starfield, maybe Starfield DLC. I don't know, because they're hard at work on Elder Scrolls, so I think they've shifted everybody over to just Elder Scrolls mode, right? They want that Elder Scrolls 6 to come out. Microsoft is like, come on, Bethesda. That game's going to make like $2 billion. We need it now. Not tomorrow. Now. So, I think they've been taking off Starfield, other than people doing minor updates to the game, you know, making sure mod support is still good. We just got Oblivion remastered, so I don't know if we're going to see anything at all from Bethesda outside of their publishing partners, id, Doom, that kind of thing. Halo. Do we see Halo return at this event? Do we see the Halo CE remake that they announced? I don't know. I think Microsoft really wants to push something Halo because it is their flagship. But I don't think they want to push the new Halo into the limelight until it's ready. Halo Infinite had so many issues, so many things going on with it that I think Microsoft is just playing it close to the vest here. Like, I don't think we're gonna see anything on the Halo remake or the new Halo, you know, the official Halo. The sequel to Infinite. That's years away, chat. What isn't so far away though is the Halo CE remake. Another remake. I would so much more love if it was Halo 3. It would make me so happy to see a Halo 3 remake instead, because it's the only one that hasn't gotten it. That and Reach. I'm okay with Reach not getting it, but Halo 3 remake would... You get to promote Halo 3 again. Are you kidding me? They'd be able to promote the game, like, you know, recreate the crazy trailers that they had back then. The one with the claymation music and stuff that they did, the live action. They could go all out. And, you know, they could do the whole finish the fight promotion again, and finish the fight now in 4K remake, remastered graphic, whatever. So, but they're not doing that. They're doing CE first, and my thinking is they're gonna do CE. Oh God, another Halo 2 remake? No, just do 3. Just do 3, please. Anyways, they're gonna do CE. They're gonna reinvent CE a little bit, I guess. I don't know. I think we get a teaser, because Microsoft wants a little bit of a Halo presence, but they don't want to show off the games too early because they know what happens when you do that. It's bad. It's bad, very bad. So I think we see a teaser, kind of like Halo Infinite did with the helmet showing in the grasslands and stuff like that. I think they're gonna come out and say they're gonna show off. They're gonna have somebody from through like Halo Studios come out and say, "Hey, look, listen. Halo is in full development mode right now. We're deep in it. We're working on the new game. Don't you worry. Halo's coming." And they're going to say, especially to other consoles, announcing the Halo Master Chief Collection coming to competitor consoles, PlayStation and Switch, with full crossplay. I think it's happening. I think this is the year. Especially with Gears of War coming, easy. They're gonna do Gears of War soon, so I think they're gonna have Halo Master Chief Collection coming either holiday to PlayStation or early 2026 coming to PlayStation. They don't want to blow their load too quick. They want just enough time to release on PlayStation, and then release the Halo 1 remake sometime next year, maybe next holiday. I doubt they're going to do Halo and Gears on one holiday. That would be nuts. I think they'll save the Halo remake for 2027, early 2027. Release Master Chief Collection next spring, 2026. Get it on their minds. You know, people are Haloing, they're Master Chiefing, they're being the chief, they're doing the campaigns, all that stuff. And then they show a teaser for the Halo remake. I think we'll see slight teaser, just a little bit, like maybe on the ship, him putting his helmet on or something. But I think we see just a little bit of that, or we see, you know, Captain Keyes and Cortana from the beginning of the game doing that famous line, "I did a blind jump. Where are we, Cortana?" And she doesn't know, and then it just pans out, like in the cutscene from the game, pans out to the Halo ring, and that's it. They cut it. They're like, coming 2027. So maybe they do that. That'd be awesome, right? As far as the new sequel to Halo Infinite game, that's not coming until like 2029. Probably that's gonna be the headliner for their next console, I think. Yeah, it's gonna be the headliner for the new Xbox. Yeah, I think we get a small presence of Halo because Microsoft wants to keep in people's minds that we are a Halo dev, we're a Halo company, blah, blah, blah. It's exciting. Summer Games Fest begins next Friday with the Jeff Keighley event. Let me tell you which events we will most likely be watching. The OTK Games Expo just recently happened, and we didn't watch that because it's super early. Like, why are you starting a week early? I guess maybe to get into the zeitgeist before everything else. Let's look at the calendar. The Games Fest. Chat, come with me. June 6th, 5 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be here. We're going to be here live. We're going to be here live at 4:30. We're going to be talking about it. There's going to be leaks already, probably, so we'll check it out. Right after Day of the Devs, we're going to check it out. I think it'll be fun. Day of the Devs usually has a lot of the cool indie games. Saturday, you got the Wholesome Direct, Woman-Led Games, the Latin American Game Showcase, and the South Asian Game Showcase, and the Green Game Showcase. Chad, we're not watching all these. I'm sorry. We're not. Why? Oh, sorry. We're not going to watch all these. But we are going to watch main event, Day of the Devs. I think we'll watch the Wholesome Direct, the Latin American Game Showcase. Got to represent Latin American, you know. That'll be it for Saturday. There's a lot of Frosty Games events. Hold on. Let's see if Devolver has announced their event. Oh, let's go. 5 p.m. PT. So we're going to be watching Saturday, the Devolver digital event, of course. Absolutely. Their events are always so hilarious. So we're going to watch that. I don't see a future games show here. Let's look that up real quick. Saturday, June 7th, 4 p.m. Eastern. Okay. So that would be June 7th, 4 p.m. Eastern. We're going to watch that on Saturday as well. So we got big things on Saturday still. Don't get me wrong. This is just officially connected with Summer Games Fest. So we're going to be watching the Future Games Show and the Devolver Digital. Don't worry, chat. I'm going to make a comprehensive list of what we're watching on Discord. Make sure you join the Discord, guys, so that you know what events we're going to be watching. For those of you in YouTube, links down below. Join the Discord. Or join me on Twitter, X, whatever you call it. There I'm going to be posting the list of stuff I'm going to be watching as well. So we're going to be here all next weekend into Monday. I even took days off just because it's going to be a lot of editing. Lots of editing. It's going to be fun. It's going to be great. I guarantee you by the end, we're going to be numb with trailers. I'm going to be like, oh my God, I've seen this trailer like 10 times. Every year it happens. Oh my God. All right, everybody. That's going to be it. My predictions for the Summer Games Fest season this year. Coming up next Friday, June 6th. I'm going to be there. We're going to be watching most of these events all weekend into Monday. So make sure you stay tuned. You join us on Twitch. Link below in the description. Join the Discord, like I said, if you want to know what's happening before. If you want to know what events, what time they start, things like that, that I'm going to be watching. I want to thank you all for watching the video. I appreciate it. I hope to see you next week. The Legion marches on. You have a good night.